What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another video. Today I wanted to cover a topic that a lot of people have been asking me since I've started the new job and things have been going really well, is what are some tips or recommendations that I can give as far as trying to get your first developer job. Here are my top 3 tips that I think some of you guys should maybe try and implement into your either lifestyle or into your routines in order to get that first developer role. And that isn't to say that these top 3 tips are going to be the end all be all, but these are just my opinions and things that I think you should definitely put more focus on if you're trying to look for that first role. So let's just get straight into it. The first tip that I'm going to give is going to be build stuff. Build a bunch of projects. Personally, for me, I think it's very important for all of you guys as devs to have side projects that you've built from scratch in your portfolio. It shows that you understand certain concepts or programming languages as a whole, and really just shows people out there who are either hiring managers, senior devs, or other people that are out there looking to hire junior or other developer roles, that you understand what it is that you're doing and that you can actually build a project from scratch from beginning to end, and that it's also a front-facing application or website. That's kind of the most important part, is having these projects open to other people. So whether it just be on a GitHub repo that's public so other people can look at the source code, or this is deployed out from either, let's say, just Netlify, for example, and it's a website that people can see publicly and hit a domain and check it out for themselves. So for example, if you're a front-end dev and you're making a website, it would be nice for hiring managers or other developers to see that you can make a website from scratch and it's mobile responsive, it's accessible, the SEO is there, things like that, and that you're also able to create these websites that are like dynamic, or the main thing is that they're aesthetically pleasing. So it's things like that are practical examples for other people to visually and see practically. The second tip that I can argue is probably the most important tip that I can give is networking. People really don't know who you are if you don't put yourself out there. So I don't think that anyone should really just be reaching out to you if they just don't know that you're a dev or that you even exist at all. And a platform that I think you could really make a big impact in this aspect is Twitter. Twitter is going to be a really big platform for you to kind of grow an audience and make yourself known, network with other people. There's a huge dev community there where there's a bunch of hiring managers, senior devs in general, all from around the world, where you can network and just chat with, talk to, pick their brains, things like that. I could honestly say that Twitter has made a huge impact for me as far as how I got this first role. So just being able to speak your thoughts, put information out there, take information in. Twitter is that pretty big platform for you to use and leverage in order to kind of make yourself known in the scene, in the community, and get some opportunities that way. I understand it can be very scary and hard at first, which 100% is true, but I think it's also 100% worth your time. It's not hard to just tweet something out, reply to someone's tweet that you have an opinion on, or you want to add to the conversation. Twitter allows you to have that voice and that power to just go into a conversation, jump in and put your 2 cents in. And I think that's what you should be doing. Go on relevant hashtags, follow some of your other favorite developers, and jump into the conversation. The creators themselves may not respond, but you will in turn get, noticed or get a reply from another dev in the community, and you guys can go back and forth on something. It's just things like that that allow conversations to pop up and new opportunities to present themselves potentially. Like I said, a lot of job listings and a lot of hiring managers are on Twitter, and I am constantly seeing, people saying, hey, we're hiring here for my team. Would you go here if you guys want to join? A lot of stuff like that are popping up on Twitter. So if you guys are interested, I would definitely pop up in Twitter, create an account if you don't have one, and just have at it. Be active on Twitter and network. It's not just Twitter. It could be LinkedIn, Instagram. There's a bunch of places that you can network and create connections. It's not just LinkedIn where you have to do that, right? So start doing that. Make your presence known in the community and start providing some value if you can. And I can guarantee you that eventually opportunities will arise should someone see the potential in you that I know all of you have. Because whether you like it or not, referrals are the name of the game in this space. The more referrals that you can get instead of cold applying to job listings, the higher you're going to be in interview processes or on the queue in terms of other candidates, just because, again, you got referred, you get pushed up the list. So fight for those referrals. They're very, very key. to getting and landing that first role. Before we move on in the video, I just want to let you guys know that this video is being sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of online classes that you can take right now in order to explore new passions, expand on a new skill, or just learn something new that you've been thinking of doing in the new year. Things like photography, videography, video editing, even coding. You have all kinds of classes that you can go on there right now and actually learn starting today. One course that I've actually been following recently, as some of you guys know that I've been doing, is a Shopify theme development course from Christopher Dodd. I've been going through it, looking through a lot of his lessons, and actually it's a really awesome course for what I'm doing right now, learning Shopify development. So it's been an awesome experience for me to just go through it and learn a new skill for something that I'm actually going to be applying in the real world. The platform is curated specifically for learning, so that means there are no ads, and they're always launching premium classes online. Whether it's desktop or mobile, you can literally stay active and follow those classes wherever you are, whether you're on the go or at home. And the best part is it's less than $10 a month for an annual subscription. So if you guys are interested, the first 1,000 of my subscribers can click the link in the description below, and then you guys can get a free trial of a premium membership to explore your creativity. And with that being said, let's get back to the video. The third and final tip that I think is very, very important as well, but not as important as the second one, it kind of piggybacks off of networking, but it's asking for feedback. So within the network that you have and that you've created, you can essentially use them and leverage them to further optimize yourself as a potential candidate by asking for their opinions on you, your resume, your portfolio, whatever it is that may be, that you can ask them for feedback and try to get their 2 cents on what you should do to look a little bit more attractive to these recruiters or these hiring managers. Like I said, it could be for things like resumes, side projects, portfolios, anything that you're using to kind of show yourself off and look attractive. They can be a huge asset to you in terms of optimizing that more, because there's always more room for growth. There's always room for optimization. So ask for feedback. Don't be afraid to ask a question. Don't be afraid to ask for feedback. It's fine if they don't get back to you immediately. People are busy. People have things to do. Understandable. Don't expect a reply immediately. But if they eventually get back to you, that's better than nothing, right? So don't be afraid to ask a question. Don't be afraid to reach out. There's always those people that are very, very much willing to give a handout and apply and give you the feedback that you've been looking for, and take criticism well is going to be the other thing that I'm going to suggest here, is because constructive criticism can be very, very hard to take in at first if you think that you are an attractive candidate and that you have what it is that they're looking for, but people are noticing you. If they're giving you constructive feedback or criticism, take it well. Don't clap back at someone or don't fight with someone because of it. Take in the feedback. If you feel like that's not something that you should do, or that's not the direction you should go with, follow your gut in that situation and just, say thank you for the feedback. I will look into that. Something along those lines. You don't have to apply everything that you get back from other people in terms of feedback, right? If there is something that you like, definitely use it to your advantage. Act on that optimization. But again, take feedback and criticism very, very lightly here, and only take in the ones that you think are very, very critical and helpful to you in your specific situation. Like I said, there's always room for improvement. So look for that improvement and look for that optimization. There's always, you're not going to have the best resume. You're not going to have the best portfolio out there, but you can make it the best that you can at that moment. So with the skills and the knowledge that you have, and with the network that you've attained through networking, either on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever it may be, use it to your advantage and just grow yourself every single day. You can even ask them things like what it is you should be focusing more on. Should you focus more on optimizing your resume? Should you focus more on building a better side project? Should you focus more on doing this or that, X or Y? It could be things like that. There could be a seasoned engineer, developer out there that has been in the game for so long, and they just know what it is that you should be focusing on. So ask them for that kind of feedback as well. Is like, hey, am I putting my chips into the right area right now, or should I be putting them somewhere else, or things like that nature, right? And they don't have to be just hiring managers. Again, anyone in your audience that you feel like they have the role or they are in the position that you want to be in, ask them for feedback and things like that, and they can point you towards the right direction. So those are my 3 tips. Ultimately, you are going to make the decisions, or you're going to go down the path that you want to choose. But I think personally, those are 3 things that you should definitely focus on and try to look into, especially the networking portion. That's going to be very, very huge in this day and age. You know, it's not just cold applying to emails or to applications. It's networking, leveraging your network to get to where you want to be, right? It's not bad to ask for a referral, right? Or fighting for an opportunity to get to a referral. That's the stage that I can honestly say has gotten me to this point in my life where I'm able to land a role now and be living the life that I want to live and just enjoying life right now. So if you want to be at that point, then I definitely would recommend looking at down this list, applying more of it, putting more of your chips here. If you guys have questions or suggestions on this list, then definitely hit me down in the comments. I would love to see what you guys got in terms of this specific topic. But that's going to do it for today. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.